As a look does go long and over the top to Foxcroft. This set, Prendergast picks up, goes into the in-goal area. Skinner try to keep up with him and links up out on the right-hand side of the field. Flicks it around behind the beer. Well, that is unbelievable. Zanika Tanamu plays it, fifth and final touch. Tanamu takes him on herself. Yeah.
If you can probably get him in tighter and then go across. Good evening and welcome to the Metro Cup Grand Final day, and it all comes down to this. 40 minutes of the season remains for the teams competing in tonight's Women's and Men's Premier Grand Finals as the chase for Grand Final glory is here at Whites Hill. Scott McAllister and Australian Men's Open representative Adam Pride with you in commentary for tonight's two Grand Finals, and what mouth-watering contests we have. Adam, the two top teams have made their way through the regular season and make their way into the grand final tonight in both the Premier divisions. UQ Rebels taking on the Southern Storm in the women's, and the Country Club Colts taking on the UQ Rebel in the men's. Sets up a mouth-watering night of grand finals, doesn't it?
That it does. Always good when the two top teams make the grand final. Looking forward to this women's games first. A replay of last year's grand final. Our best attacking team against our best defensive team in the UQ Rebels and the Southern Storm.
And teams are starting to make their way onto the field. The UQ Rebels led by their captain, Sammy Jo Curtis. Big crowd has started to gather here at Whites Hill as well. There'll be plenty boisterous as well up on the hill. And quite a few that have been here all afternoon. Some of the lower grade division grand finals have taken place. It's always a great atmosphere here on grand final night.
Yeah, that it is. People pouring over now from Field 1. We just had presentations for our Division 1, Division 2, Division 3 and All Abilities divisions. So there's a bit of atmosphere on the hill, and no doubt there'll be a bit of noise once this game gets started.
Southern Storm will make their way onto the field very shortly, led by their captain, Jenna Rousel. And it's been a great season for both these two teams. The Rebels have been clinical. As per usual, defending champions. They're going for a three-peat tonight. But the Southern Storm, these two teams played each other in last year's grand final as well. There's not much that's really separated these two teams coming into the big dance.
No, very tight throughout the season. We saw Storm get the result in their last fixture, UQ winning the first two. So I think a margin of one try in each of the UQ wins and a margin for two. So on an aggregate, we're dead even coming into this game. Storm have lost a few players probably from last year through injury and travelling and a few different things. So a younger group there, and UQ has just been the same. They've been that consistent team at the top all year.
And both teams have made their way out onto the field. We will pause now for the national anthem.
We begin today by acknowledging the Yagara and Turrbal peoples, traditional custodians of the land on which we gather tonight, and pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. I extend that respect to all Aboriginal Torres Strait Islander peoples here this evening. We ask that you please remain standing for the Australian national anthem, which will be followed by a minute's silence to commemorate Remembrance Day. referees, you have 1 minute before the start of game.
Well, here we go. And of course, players just doing a moment's silence as well. Of course, Remembrance Day today, the 11th of November. The two top teams from this year's competition into the grand final. The defending champions, the UQ Rebels. Can the Southern Storm go that one step further? Sometimes they say you do have to be in a grand final, lose one to win one. Can that be the case tonight for the Storm?
Yeah, they'll be hoping that is for sure. Very young team, so how they start, I think will be a big indication of what the game is. Tonight you've got absolute stars on both sides of the field. Looking forward to some of these matchups. There's a number of Queensland and Australian women's open players, that's for sure. Tiani Bryce being one of those. And Emma Sykes we saw last Friday as UQ pour onto the field with a bit of noise. Emma Sykes was absolutely unbelievable in that prelim final. Didn't have copious amounts of touches, but when she was on the ball, crossed for a hat-trick to win her team a place in this grand final.
Yeah, the teams, they come up against each other 3 times throughout the regular season, and while UQ won 2 of those games, the Storm getting 1, nothing separates them in terms of tries scored for and against. Now, UQ winning the first 2 clashes in round 1 and 4, 5 tries to 4, and the Storm in round 8 getting the victory, 6 tries to 4. That is the UQ Rebels' only loss of the season. That is something the Storm will be holding on to going into tonight's grand final. Here we go. Rebels have the first possession. Women's Premier Grand Final here in the Metro Cup. Curtis out to Andreasen. She's going to be one of their danger players tonight. Big looping ball from Curtis. They hold it up. Nice slide defence from the Storm as the Rebels now realign. Ashurst goes flat to the line. They try to push the pass early. It was an interesting start there for the Rebels. It was that big bomb in the middle from Sammy Joe. A little bit different from them. Yeah,
very expansive, very lateral start from UQ. We see Andreasen get into half on the little Cindy C2 play. Sammy Joe electing to go long, and another link ball back to this side. Storm expansive themselves, coming to the left now, back towards their sub box.
Yeah, it's a nice start for them. They're just getting over the halfway line now. There's a couple of changes make their way onto the field. Here's Tanamu, good meters coming into the last touch. Nicola picks up, has a little skip and a look. Can't find a target on the back end of it. Nice early touch. You want to get a good clean start your first set of 6 in the grand final. They wouldn't be too disappointed with that, the Storm.
Yeah, Storm very happy with the start. Went coast to coast after defending a set where UQ threw a lot at them. Nicola out of half. She's going to be one of the danger players tonight. Great strike dump by Tanamo as UQ go fairly direct to start this set.
Yeah, nice and strong. Gee whiz, the pace of this game is electric in the early stages. Rackerman from half sends it. They will turn the ball back over. Pretty happy defensively, I think, with that set there, the Storm. They're starting 5 out from their own 10-metre line. Strong contact there on the first touch. Again, they go expansive, straight over to the right-hand side of the field. 8 years it's been since the Storm have won a grand final. Back in 2015 here in the Women's Premier. And chasing grand final glory tonight. Strong contact on Sykes. She will earn the penalty.
Yeah, my standing her up on that last touch. Could have gone either way. Sykes fairly strong in the roll ball, so big chance now for the Southern Storm.
And the 2 Sykes sisters are going to be ones to watch for the Storm tonight. You've got Taylor out in the right link position. Emma's in the middle. Here she is playing the ball. Steps out, comes off the right foot, goes short. Just probably didn't get the right line on that occasion. They do get the penalty here, the Rebels.
Yeah, forward past the call. A little bit expansive there from the Storm. A little middle play, give and get around. Well read. And this link by Tony Wells, though, for UQ.
My kicks away, gets them over the halfway line. They need those valuable meters as Thomas heads them forward. Files just has to hold the football up momentarily. Thomas again picks up nice meters. Files, ball in one hand, picks it up, loops it over the top, took it right to the line. The Rebels, they're going to strike first. They get the opening try in the Women's Premier Grand Final, and it's all off the back of Lucia Files.
Yeah, they made the most of that penalty. They've gone coast to coast. They get a bit of momentum out of the box. And Lucia Files, bread and butter, striked up on the 7. Gets towards the short side.
Taylor took it right to the line.
Just bit a little bit, and UQ good enough to take the first try in this Women's Grand Final.
Storm there from the restart. Charlie Nicola, some going forward. Emily Ward has had a good season, just couldn't quite get a clean play the ball. You could see it rolling forward there as Ward came into the line. Rebels now down the sideline. Mara Thomas, nice little extra ball from Sammy Joe. Good contact though from Ward. As Mai comes back in field. And being nice and physical in the touches here, the Storm. They need to do that. Wells picks up Mai on the wraparound. Looping ball, just couldn't quite get all of it out of the hands there.
Yeah, just stifled a little bit of momentum on that fourth touch. They had them on the back foot heavily there, the UQ Rebels. A wayward pass, a good defensive pressure from the Storm. A little bit of space now on this far edge.
Yeah, nice option for them to go away from their box early in the set. You can see the Rebels are up now. They put the ball through the hands. Good meters down the right-hand side of the field. Changes onto the park. Tanamu gets him nice and straight through the middle. Nice little pick up and go from Hutt. And nice side defence there from the Rebels, but a good set transition. They went the full distance there. Nice recovery there for the Storm in that set.
Definitely, you can see UQ really putting pressure on the Storm box, their defensive line all the way to the far side. We're going to get a hard touch penalty here for Beck Mai. She gets one back after giving one away earlier. The risk with coming away from the box and still subbing is getting everyone on the field, but Storm still able to do that, turn it over on the 7, but I think the coaching staff will be a little bit disappointed they've given a penalty away.
Here's Tiani Bryce coming out of the box. One of the players that was highlighted in the lead up to the game. Australian Women's Open representative. She loves this position on the field. Picks up, retrieving defence. Gets away from the first defender. Looks for support. Thomas out the back. And does a great job to finish it off. Had work to do to get the ball over the line. She did it perfectly. The Rebels go up by 2.
Yeah, 2-0. 2 tries exactly the same way. Roll ball close enough to the 7. Middle strike dump. Tiani Bryce with a nice line towards the shore side. The Storm middle. The Cardinal Sin diving and not making a touch. And a good enough finish there by Thomas. So UQ double their lead.
It's been a strong start here from the Rebels. They've definitely come out of the guns, the blocks all guns blazing.
It's been a real power game. They've been out of the box quite direct, middle. They haven't looked middle link too often. Storm will have to see if they can go with them here.
They've got players in motion. Emily Ward takes them on, goes straight and hard at the line. It was a good option. They're going to point to the spot. Zoe Jenrick gives it the all clear, and that was great work from Ward. She could just see that they were a little bit flat retrieving on their line, just put the foot down and went for it.
Yeah, nice little halo. Rani Hagan, the toucher there, she just paused. You can see she just squares her hips up, and Ward just direct goes at the line. Link was too far to help there, Tiani Bryce, and Emily Ward, 1 second of hesitation, she takes the most of it.
And if we've seen anything from the Storm this year, and probably off the back of last season as well, even though they find themselves in situations down by a couple of tries early, they continue to just find a way to keep themselves in the game. And they've done just exactly that, reducing the margin down by 1. They'll definitely play for the full 40 tonight, don't worry about that. Big touch made there by Nicola on Fildes.
Great touch. I thought she was gone. It was a nice setup. They dummied, Andreasen dummied the little Packers dump split. Hit a link, was Lucia Files on a passive line, one of the quickest players in the game. So good recovery there from Nicola, and now they're going to get a penalty for a late pass.
Yeah, Taylor Sykes reading it perfectly. Coming off the switchback on the inside. So great response after scoring down the other end. The Storm, they aim up defensively. Sykes pops the ball, changes onto the park for the Southern Storm. Play it dead on the halfway line. Tanamu's been good coming out of the box. Oh, good solid contact. Beck Mai turns around and almost heads straight back to the mark. There's a little bit too much in that one.
Yeah, she's earned 2 of those penalties. Tanamu, very good on her feet, good at kicking to the side. So she's earned another chance now for her team. She's quite good on a static now.
Archer feeds it from half. Here's Tanamu off the right foot.
They've gone to that play twice where half's getting around on that middle quickie. UQ have it under control. I'd like to see a change up, maybe a quarterback, something different against the grain.
Gleason's looking to sweep around the back, gets it, takes him on herself. This time they answer the call, defending their line, the Rebels. Ashurst makes the touch. Gleason will come back out to the 7 metre line to play it. As they come back in field, Tanamu links back up with Millie Neville. He's dancing. Not too much punch forward coming into the 5th and final touch. Here's Neville. Nice footwork though. And she switches in Tanamu. Rebels, they're holding their nerve. They're forcing the Storm to go back. Bit of space on the left-hand side. Good ball movement here from the Storm. The final pass just a little bit too late. They almost created a little bit of something. There was space down the left, but the Rebels just kept pushing up and making the touch. Great start here as Rackerman finds space down the right-hand side.
Yeah, Lucia Files pushing high at link, almost negating that middle link touch. The save middle for the Rebels didn't push up though, and Storm were good enough to find the space, but you can see straight away they're onto it, and they're going to have a good strike dump here.
Rasmussen from half. They switch in. Bryce on the run. Out in front, Murphy off the fingertips. It was a tough ball to take. If she did get it cleanly, she might have been running out of a bit of real estate. It's going to be a forward pass regardless. And the Storm will tap here on their 7-metre line. Now they go away from their box and they see a little bit of space down this left-hand side of the field. No options for Ward. Back on the inside. They're under pressure. And they do a good job to get the ball away. Sykes from half. Storm now played on the halfway line. They've got one touch to come. Emma Sykes from half. Picks up. Decides to put the foot down. Does get away from Thomas. Switch back on the inside to Nicola. Sees the Rebels regain possession.
Yeah, good turn of pace there, Emma Sykes. Liking the prelim, just looking dangerous. Minimal touches. You almost want to see her get her hands on the ball a bit more. Nice strong touches here as well.
The ball spills out. Here's a penalty. We'll make mention our 3 referees. Zoe Jenrick on field at the moment. John Hamstra, he's setting the mark. Zach Jenrick over on the far side of the field. Rebels tap to restart.
Yeah, lots of foot speed on here for Rebels. I've just probably cursed them. Rani Hagen, Lucia Files. I was suggesting there might be a sweep, but turnover now towards halfway. I'd love to see Storm stay on. They go to the box. It allows Rebels to shift and put pressure on them. A little bit more direct, they might get a chance. Space on this side.
Oh, and they've just pushed the pass. It's going to be a touch and pass back in the middle of the field. So both teams just a little bit jittery in those last couple of sets. Rebels will be looking to be a little bit cleaner this time around with ball in hand. They've got good field position. They have another attacking raid here on the Storm. Up 2-1 on the scoreboard. Ashurst pulls things up. Fold sends it back in the middle of the field. Hagen plays it, and as Fold sweeps around, the ball is just out in front of her. Might have been caught in 2 minds whether they cut back in field.
Yeah, it's been a sloppy last couple of minutes from both teams. We started so fast and so quick. It's almost like both teams just taking a little breath at the moment. So we're in the final, phases towards halftime. 9 minutes now. Next team to settle might be really crucial.
Nice direct run there from Emily Ward. There's Archer. It's Neville now who feeds it, gets him going forward yet again. Ward over the top, almost finds a target and took a little deflection off one of the UQ Rebels. I think the referees are just going to come together. The Rebels are indicating that none of them touched the ball. John Hamstra confirms the call from the sideline. And UQ get possession back.
She had a good start, Emily Ward. We've already seen her score 1, and she was looking dangerous at half. I think if that ball goes to hand, the Southern Storm link would have scored.
Smith, double duties from half. Curtis switches in, and Australia send nice little pop out. As Henny picks up, retrieving defence on the back, tries to skip away, and my off the fingertips. There is a penalty that has come. Southern Storm, good job again, scramble defence, but a diving effort to make that touch. Good running game there from the Rebels.
Yeah, some good questions asked from the UQ Rebels. Storm on their side of the field now. UQ will have a chance to press towards their sub-box.
Oh, they've turned the ball over, and they're in a little bit of strife here. The Rebels can go early because the Storm were making changes. They've managed to slide across and get themselves back into position. This could be a big moment here in the first half.
Yeah, sweeper coming.
They go to Andreasen. Ooh, and up in the line. Jenna Rousel had a good look at that.
Yeah, good defence on that occasion. Would have liked, obviously, ball to go to hand, but they had that covered. They've looked dangerous on the sweep, UQ. Now you see the link stand a little bit wider.
Curtis from half. Oh, just out in the fingertips there. Henny might have been having a bit of a look up at the defensive line as well. So we're leaving part of the game there. There's a Storm get possession back. Down the sideline they go. Yeah, 100% right. It has just been unclean from both teams. It's starting to extend a little bit further now. Someone just needs to get some control back into this game.
Yeah, next team to settle, we mentioned a couple of moments ago, would be really, really, really crucial. But UQ, they've got the best attack in the competition. 51 tries they've scored in the regular season, which is 10 more than the closest team around them. You don't want to give them this many chances.
Well, Bryce holds it herself and kicks away, links up with Rackerman. They finish it off in the corner. Well, they just held off Tiani too long. That's one thing you can't do. She sets it up perfectly. Rackerman goes over in the corner.
Yeah, Southern Storm just caught napping, looking at what the next play would be. And Bryce just kicks, and you can see the Storm just on their heels and smart enough to get the ball away to Georgie Rackerman. And the score now 3-1.
Well, absolutely sold everybody. Sold me up here. Look for all money. She was going down. They must have just pulled out of the touch at the last minute. Tiani's going, righto, I'll take this space. And she kicked away. Handy little margin now, up by 2. Tries have been a little bit tough to come by over the last few minutes. Important now for the Storm. They're going to have to continue to try and go. Beautiful left to right. Russell puts it down. There's a lovely ball out of the hands there from Emma Sykes.
Yeah, she looks like when she drifts across the field that she's just coasting. There's a little bit of ill discipline here from the Storm. But she just kicks outside players and obviously has that good pass as well. They're going to bring it forward now as well. Another interesting battle. We've got Scotty, our coaching staff, obviously, as well. You've got the Australian Women's Open coach, Swain Ravelli, leading the Storm program. You've got the Australian Women's assistant in Renee Murphy for UQ. It's an entertaining battle to watch. Two of the best coaches in the women's game going head-to-head.
A bit flat-footed here coming into the last. You can see Sammy Joe just had a little look at Heaney, and again off the back of it, they turn it over. Wasn't clean yet again, so both teams, I think, like you just touched on the coaches, they might be part of the pivotal moment coming into the halftime break. The messages are going to be pretty strong and clear from both coaches.
Yeah, definitely. Storm they haven't completed a set of 6 for about 5 minutes. There's been that many errors and penalties given away, so here's a promising sign out of the box. Nicola from half.
Picks it up now, has a little look up, little prop, goes early release out to the left-hand side. They slide nicely. Emily Coyne is caught in position, but yeah, like you touched on, much better back end to their set there from the Southern Storm. And sometimes it just takes that one set. That's all you need. You might not get points off the back of it, but that's all you can need to get back in the game. And here we go. We see they forced a mistake.
Yeah, good pressure, just digging in there. Laura Gleason getting up and putting some pressure. We'll see who they have on the field. Nicola, good right to left pass and good static, good combination she has with Tanamu.
Here is Anika Tanamu, gets herself into half. She's been busy here in the first 20 minutes. There's Nicola, that's Charlie, number 4. Chloe in the 17 in the left link position. They're going to come her way. It was good, strong contact. A little bit too much in it, though. Zach Jenrick blows the penalty.
Yeah, could have gone either way, that one. I don't mind the physicality in the touch, but Storm getting it on this occasion. Little punish play here in the link.
They come back in field. Just overrun that one a little bit. They'll get back into position.
Appears UQ have a pretty intent defensive that they're going to almost run a little bit more on the right to left pass and shut down on the left to right. Good touch, Tiani Bryce.
Almost opened them up. Nice little pop-out play. Trying to get on the outside shoulder there of Bryce. She had work to do. Did a good job to get across and make the touch. Nicola plays at Ward. They're all stacked on the left-hand side. Ward goes away from them. Rasmussen comes up and makes the touch. Rebels hold on, defending their line.
Yeah, pretty comfortable that set in defence, UQ. Well, they had success with that sweeper going fairly direct, and they've gone away from it since scoring that try.
Smith didn't have much room to work with there, and this is the last touch. Margaret Thomas throws a lovely ball, almost gets Murphy into space. She turns it back on the inside. Almost caught napping there. 2 to go. Coming into the break, good, nice start here. Meters through the middle for Emily Ward. As they come out to the right-hand side, Archer plays it. Another hit up here for Ward. She's really racking up the meters so far here in the first 20 minutes. Replacement players onto the park now for the Storm. Neville comes back in field. Taylor Sykes, who hasn't had too many opportunities so far here in the first 20. Is this the set that she can inject herself into the game? It's the last touch. Emma Sykes goes out in front. Rousel back on the inside. Taylor almost slipping through. And again, the Rebels hold out in defence.
Yeah, it seems a specific tactic. We mentioned just a little bit before that they're not really trying to give that right to left pass. So it's the right defensive middle for UQ that's making lots of touches, forcing the Storm to go left to right, which should suit Emma Sykes. So I want to see every strike time Emma Sykes is on the field. Let's see if we can get her out of half left to right. Let's see if we can get her sweeping, coming back to that left to right platform, if that's the option UQ are going to give.
She's on the park now. Just over a minute to go before the halftime hooter sounds. Rousel goes down the short side, throws the dummy back on the inside. This could be a big moment here in this game. They're down by 2. They need a little bit of momentum going into the second half here in the Southern Storm. Taylor Sykes plays it. Emma comes off the right foot, plays it out the back. Rackman comes up and makes the touch.
Yeah, good defence. Beck my pressing up and just shadowing Sykes towards the corner. And now Meters out of her own half.
Here's Ashurst. Smith now gets him over the halfway line. Myra Thomas links up with Bryce. Nice touch from Rousel. And out in front. Ball hits the deck. Just over 20 seconds.
Yeah, last set here. I don't know if Storm will get to a strike done. We'll see that little trick play. Almost dropped there, but it was a good read from Rouse. A little pop-out play in the middle, knocks down by the link. But it's been a fast half, Scotty. We've gone coast to coast. A little bit of a lull probably between the 10 and the 15-minute mark where there were lots of errors from both teams.
Yeah, late penalty as the halftime hooter sounds in the background.
Good game management. UQ stopped any momentum.
Tap is made. And they'll come up, and that'll do us for the first half. And the Rebels will go into the break up by 2, 3-1 on the scoreline. Both teams came out all guns blazing. It was an electric start, but you just touched on just before as well. It was just that little lull period there towards the middle of the first half. Just a little bit unclean from both teams. Get that under control. I think we're going to have an explosive second 20.
Yeah, we start this second half like we did that first half. Do not go away, because it's been entertaining, the elite level of women's touch here in Queensland, and we're looking forward to the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. If you cast your mind back to last year's grand final, it went down to the last minutes. Alicia Fowles' intercept got it done for the Rebels to win the grand final. Can they go 3 in a row, 20 minutes for the Southern Storm to get themselves back into the game? They're looking to win their first premiership since 2015. We'll take a quick break and be back with the second half here in the Women's Premier Grand Final.
This grass looks smart, and it's tough enough to handle whatever you throw at it, so it stays looking smart. Tiff Tough Hybrid Bermuda, the smart grass.
Welcome back to the Women's Premier Grand Final here at the Metro Cup. 20 minutes left to go. One of these two teams to take the title for 2023. The UQ Rebels, they've got their foot in the door so far. They go into the halftime break, 3-1 up on the scoreboard. And we touched on it was an electric start. The speed and the pace of the game to start with. Rebels had the early jump on them, 2-0. It was positive signs there from the Storm, the way that they were able to score next. They got themselves back into the game. They're not out of this by any stretch of the imagination. Like we touched on, they play the full distance, and they have all season. That's been what they've been renowned for. They're going to throw the kitchen sink at the Rebels here in the second half.
Yeah, that they are. I've been observing both coaching staff here at the moment. They start away from the group, have a chat together, and then come back and deliver the message. Both the Southern Storm coaching staff and UQ coaching staff very calm, very direct with their orders. And as we touched on, the start of the game was that fast. We then had a little bit of a lull. So grand finals are won on those big moments here. So I'm intrigued who's going to be that person or for their team that's going to take those opportunities.
You can see the Southern Storm over on the far side of the field getting their last minute instructions. Like we said, they've got plenty of experience in their box. Their head coach, the Australian Women's Open coach, Swain Ravelli. They've also got Dave Crace over there as well. Final instructions. They make the UQ Rebels wait as they have hands in on the field at the moment. How can they get it done, Pridey? How can they get themselves back in? The start of the second half is going to be important for them. No doubt they'll be looking to be the first ones to score.
Yeah, definitely. Their game over the last 2 years has been built on competing. So midfield, they just want to compete. They want to keep scrapping. They want to keep staying in the moments. Attack-wise, they scored one try off a nice sweeper going direct. I think they've been a little bit lateral with their middle plays. So if they can look a little bit straighter, they might have a bit more success.
Here they go from the restart. The first possession here in the second half. No doubt they'll have a nice little set piece straight away from the tap-off. Emma Sykes looking to set up Sister Taylor as they punch through the middle. Ward, early release. Again, shifting across field. They've slid nicely. The Rebels haven't looked too dangerous or had too many issues in defence. Oh, nice little ball out in front. Emma Sykes comes off the fingertips.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad play. I think they call that one a Cobras or a Taipans, where the person through the middle comes in between the splitter and the dumper. The problem for the Storm was they were just too far towards its edge. Lucia Files is so good at pressing high. She minimises the open side of the field. UQ really making a statement here, going direct.
And they're picking up meters with ease at the moment. It looks like they're just rolling through in second gear. Files plays it now. They look to pick it up a little bit. Ball out in front. Yeah, and there's a couple of times we saw one in the first half. It just looks like they're getting their lines, their communication, maybe just a smidge off there, Sammy Joe and Hinny.
Yeah, unusual. The combination we've seen for South Queensland, for UQ over the years between those two. Usually very strong, so an uncharacteristic half we've seen from them with a few errors as forward pass out of half, well picked up from referee Hamstra.
This is a good field position here for the Rebels. Are they the ones to strike first here in the second half? It'll be a pretty handy lead for them as well. Push that margin up to 3. All of a sudden pressure right on the Southern Storm.
Got another forward pass out of half.
So again, just the sloppiness that we saw in the first half, it's starting to flow into the second half a little bit. You just feel like at some stage both teams are going to start getting in a position where they're completing sets. The game's going to start opening up. And it'll definitely be on for the rest of the second half here. Nice ball, beautiful space out the left-hand side. Stretching dive had to be made. That's better signs there from the Storm. Just having a bit of a look up at what's in front of them. They saw the space, and that'll get them into a position to be able to attack off the back of this.
It's great skill. They come away from the box. Roselle takes meters, and then Nicola, just a half length of the field, 3-on-2 pass. Gives them a chance for a strike dump here on the last. They're going short side.
And we've seen them go short side quite a little bit, and there really hasn't been any options or availability for them down this side. I wonder if it's a bit of a set option for them. They might look to shoot it back to the open side soon, because it hasn't really been there for them so far in the game.
Yeah, we definitely touched on it a little bit. Want to see them go against the grain a little bit. UQ really trying to minimise the dumps that their left middle gives, which is stopping the Storm right to left pass. The way to get around the disco against grain is Tiani Bryce goes down the short side.
Big diving effort. And makes the touch. That's a huge touch. It was a lovely little late ball line. Got Bryce on the outside. And full stretch there from Felicity Archer. She has saved her team a big one there.
Yeah, we mentioned those big moments, and Archer was in all sorts of trouble. Full length dive, and what I liked after it, she got straight on the ball, sprinted to the 7. UQ haven't got onside since that first touch.
Fifth and final touch for them now. Emma Sykes picks it up, takes it right to the line. My makes the touch, but more positive signs, and you can just see they fed off that huge touch out in the corner there from Archer as they come up and make the touch on Bryce, and it was a much better set for them off the back of it.
Yeah, that they did. Beck My, big touch for her team. 2 big drives in this set as well. Fresh legs out of the box. We'll see Fildes probably here from acting half on a middle strike dump.
Myra Thomas plays it. Here is Fildes, picks it up, ball in one hand, takes it. Ooh, that touch has been made on the boots. Yet another diving effort from Charlie Nicola. Had to make it. Lucia so dangerous in that position.
Yeah, definitely full-length dive. We saw Storm leak one in the first half where a middle dived and missed. Fortunately for them on this occasion, Nicola making the touch, and good to see she's tapping the ball correctly this week.
Yes, a little misfortunate thing last week. We went into rugby league mode. And here it's doing the rounds virally. The video from last week now is picked off Lucia. We saw her take an intercept in last year's grand final. She's got it done again. Gives a little wave to the crowd. And the Rebels, a little dagger in the heart against the grain. Lucia Fildes goes the distance.
Yeah, good defence. Lucia Fildes just pressing up. She's always looking for these half chances. Just puts herself in that passing lane and just takes it. And as soon as she's got it, you can shut the gate, because she is one of the fastest players in this women's competition. Not just this competition, but also in the women's game around the world.
So Rebels, this is a handy margin now, up by 3. The defending premiers.
Yeah, they tried that play again that they went off the tap. Just, once again, not enough room. The strike dumps over the 50, so over the halfway towards this side. We need it on that far edge to open up that left to right pass.
Here's Sykes trying to get away from My. Again, not too many people get on the outside of Beck My defending a line or at any place on the field. One of the best defenders in the game.
Yeah, young players looking for how to defend that middle position as a turnover here towards halfway. Some good pressure from Tanamu. They've got away with one there. A little bit of gamesmanship from UQ, accidentally kicking it. But Beck just pulls a slight corner, pulls a little bit straighter, just doesn't panic, waits for the ref to call her onside, makes a touch. She's done that 3, 4, 5, 6 times now this game. Storm now fresh legs onto the field.
Here's Emily Ward. She'll straighten them up coming into the last touch. Taylor Sykes picks up from half, looping over the top. It was a little bit better though for them. Had a couple options, went the link ball, but there was space on the right. I might just keep that in the back of mind. Now Murphy turns the ball over. And coming in off the restart to their set. This is a good opportunity here from the Storm. They need points.
Yeah, just undid a good read there, Murphy. You got Sykes towards the middle. Ward's been good running straight. This is a dangerous middle combination here for UQ to deal with.
Sykes and Ward continue to work together. Here's Taylor. Right foot back on the inside. Emily Ward. She'll get the points. She scored their first try. She scored their second. She's having a game tonight, and she might be the one just to get the Storm back into this game.
Yeah, little middle play. Taylor Sykes very dangerous in this position. They go the conventional quickie the first time they've done that. Sykes steps back, and it's a precision pass back on the inside. Must have been quite flat. This angle is going to show it really nicely. There's not much space there. And that step back and dive, and it's a great finish from Ward.
Margin back down to 2. This is a big defensive set here from the Southern Storm. They can't go try for try with the Rebels. They need to hold out defensively. Andreasen comes off the left foot, puts the ball in one hand, just as I say that. And the striking, attacking weapon, that is Hinerangi Andreasen, scores a lovely try here for the Rebels.
It's a good setup, just your conventional sweeper. It's a great strike dump. Lucia Fildes just kicks Charlie Nicola in a little bit, which when Nicola pulls a big corner, opens up that space. And it was enough space for Andreasen to finish. Lead now back out to 3.
It was silky, wasn't it? How she just put the ball in one hand, got down low and in between defenders, and pictured perfect try from Hinnie. The Rebels continue to flex their muscles in this grand final. They continue to put the pressure here on the Storm.
You can see Folds playing really, really high at that link. I'd love to see Storm ask a question of her. She's really narrowing the field for the rest of her defenders.
Open side, Sykes comes off the left foot. Got away the first time, couldn't get away the second. As Folds makes the touch again. Nothing doing, sends it over into the crowd. This will be a penalty.
Yeah, something they've picked up this season. It's happened a lot in the men's game, starting to happen in the women's as well, where if you don't have a strike touch last play to get the defence set, it's been hurl it over the sideline. So not a reasonable chance for the winger to catch it. So they've been starting to penalise that, which has been good to see.
Nice touch. Leaves himself a little bit exposed down the left-hand side. Had work to do there, Emily Coyne. Went back-to-back efforts, comes up and makes another touch. And changes onto the park for the Rebels. Mara Thomas. Always busy with the footwork.
7 on, they've got him.
First one of the game. Both teams have been pretty good so far. And just an interchange infringement there from the UQ Rebels, having too many players on the field at one time. Referees don't miss those too often.
No, they don't. Big chance to have the Storm. They're at halfway here. So we want to make sure we get down there. Don't be too lateral. You want to have 2 chances, not just 1. So subs on the field here with a bit of energy. They're looking a little bit flat at the moment, though.
Yeah, not much doing so far as Wood straightens them up now. And Taylor Sykes has to pull things back momentarily. All compressed around the middle of the field here. The Southern Storm. Ward picks up and goes herself. Looks to switch back in. Again, no options down this right-hand side of the field.
Good defence. The short side attacks from Storm aren't working. So when they've gone from half short side, when they've gone off a sweeper short side, UQ have had that under control. So it's got to be either step back or look for the quarterback, come back as it's grain. Nice fly out of the box.
Oh, good recovery. Vandermeer having to come in and make the touch, but it was a lovely little play. Like he said, a late little pop. Running players on the back of it.
And one of the tactics we mentioned with the coaching staff might be Storm playing this game with 13, so they're only running 5 middles in this one. UQ with the 6, so I imagine UQ would keep going. We saw the first 5 minutes they went middle, put them under pressure. As a nice strike dump here for Sykes out of acting half.
That's a nice ball. Just running out of room to work with there, Emily Coyne. The touch was made first before she did head over the sideline. There's a nice early release there from Emma Sykes. This is the 5th and final touch. Oh, they just overrun.
The obstruction. Nicola running behind her own player, but we're just saying 5 middles compared to 6. UQ went through the middle early. Now we're looking at those little pop-out plays, those little questions that a fatigued middle won't read as well.
Lovely little ball off the hit there from Beck Mai. As Rackerman feeds it from half, she'll link back up here. Sammy Jo's just made her way onto the field. Curtis holds it up. And Mara Thomas from half. Rasmussen comes off the left foot. They come back in field. Will be a penalty here to the Southern Storm. They managed to hold on. Touch and pass is the call from Zoe Genrick.
Yeah, danger signs though for the Storm. You can see they're a little bit disconnected in their defence. That said, I think UQ can smell blood in the water here.
Tanamu gets him towards the halfway line. Nice work from Gleeson, punching forward. A little bit more intent in this set here from the Southern Storm is what they need. Their running game's good. Gleeson goes to show and go. She'll cross over. They needed that try. And it just came off the back of their running. That was much needed there from the Storm.
Yeah, it was just their intent. UQ sensing blood in the water. I should have said Storm sensing blood in the water. Laura Gleeson out of the box. Just too much foot speed for a opposing middle. And it's a nice finish. Here you can just see they go direct. Middles don't get a chance to recover. And Mara Thomas just couldn't compete on that short side. Show and go from Gleeson. And right in front of the hill, dives over. Storm back into it.
She was a big part of that there, Laura Gleeson. She took one of the previous hit-ups as well and just continued. That's really what sparked them going forward. Finished it off with a try against her name here in the Women's Premier Grand Final. Storm, they're back in it. They need to hold out. Andreasen goes early out to Murphy. And last time we saw the Southern Storm score, the Rebels went down the other end of the field from the restart and hit them straight back. It was a little bit shaky there momentarily, but they have managed to hold out the Storm.
Yeah, some good setup, good experience. Sammy Jo, Curtis and Beck Mama didn't get the read they liked, went back, held it up, and then Andreasen still found space. The middle looked isolated as Storm get a penalty here for disrupting the roll ball. But that pass went to hand, probably was another try there for UQ. So Storm, let's see. Last set of 6 got a penalty near halfway, got some momentum. We'll see if they can mimic that again this time.
Neville gets the Storm towards halfway. Here is Charlie Nicola. Sykes has a look around. Here comes big sister Emma, goes away from it, now comes off the left foot, tries to get back up and link back in again. My up in the line, screaming to get the ball back in possession. Here she is going forward. Links up with Tiani Bryce. Another hit up down the sideline for Beck My. He's racking up the metres tonight. Myra Thomas can't get away. Nicola makes the touch. Thomas takes another run forward. Good metres coming into the last touch. Hagen comes off the left foot. Still elusive. Rockets it back out. Rackman with work to do. But again, back-to-back efforts from Coyne. Wow, hasn't she come up with a couple of try-savers tonight? And there was big trouble. And probably just the first step. It looked like Hagen went away from it. It was on out here on the left. Eventually came back that way and almost got the try in the end. But there was dangers on the Storm. They're still just managing to hold on.
Yeah, touches 3, 4, 5. Just too much momentum there for UQ. And hold on to it. I thought the same thing. I thought Hagen probably should have given the ball to Danita Smith on that sweep, but still managed to find space. Great touch, Emily Coyne.
Oh, almost slipping through. That was the last touch. Millie Neville getting caught in possession. Not the cleanest of sets there. Struggled around that interchange area. The Storm, they were making changes around their own 10-metre line. They found it tough and flowed on to the back end of their set. You can see the difference. The Rebels, they're making changes on the Storm's 10-metre line. This time they get them on cleanly. Oh, there's players offside here. Oh, they'll come back. It's going to be a penalty to the Rebels. You want to be able to hear Zach Jenrick, the on-field referee, saying play on, play on. There was definitely Southern Storm players caught offside.
I think there were two players around the ball. One of them was offside, one of them was onside. So when Zach realised that, the onside player made it, called it back for a penalty. Rightly so. Punish play here. Hagen, good touch.
Riney will come back to the 7. Plays it, full set of 6 to work with here for UQ. Rasmussen sweeping around the back, no one there at half. Ashurst had pulled out and gone back into position. They've still got touches to work with. Hagen steps infield, space out here on the right-hand side. Beautiful ball. Bryce feeds it, sends it over to the corner. They're going to say it was late. Well, they set that up nicely and really opened up for them on the right-hand side of the field. The final pass, they're going to say it was forward, I think is the call from Zach Jenrick. But again, there's been a couple of moments here in the second half. The final pass has just eluded them. You can see the replay.
Could have gone either way. I thought it was clean. Must have been forward. I missed the signal on that occasion, but it was a nice setup. They went against the grain, little link sweeper, giving Hagen the 2-step as Sykes from half. She's got no link though.
Yeah, nothing there. Throws the head back as well. Who knows? The left-hand side was not the option for Emma Sykes. The clock is starting to be a bit of an issue now for the Southern Storm. Just over 3 minutes to go. They're down by 2. They're going to need a little miracle.
Yeah, they need 2 in extra time, so you've almost got to be perfect here. You'll see some game management here from UQ. They've had success on the sweep. I imagine they'll just keep going back to it. Leave the ball in the corner, make Storm go the length.
Forces the pass. Am trying to get the bat on over the top. She come off the fingertips forward. Well, this has to be the set for the Southern Storm. They need points. They've got to get down the other end first. There's Emily Ward.
Yeah, Tanamu Nicola out of the box. Tanamu's been good on the strike dump all night. She'll put it on a platter now for Nicola.
Here is Charlie, picks it up, nice work, comes off the right foot, gets herself into the in-goal area, switches back in, ball down. Nice recovery from the UQ Rebels. They held their space. Everybody had a person to defend. As we see Tanamu down on the deck at the moment for the Storm. Hamstra pulls it up.
I think Hamstra has tripped Tanamu over.
Oh, it's 10 in the bin for Hamstra. Can't be taking players out like that. Referee
now,
taking out players.
If it's a player taking out a ref, you're in all sorts of trouble. What's the return?
Exactly. Put him down the end of the field, I reckon, for the rest of the game. We get back underway. There's faults. Takes the touch, Andresen as well. Over the halfway line they go. This is fifth touch. Smith, not much options off the back of it.
Yeah, just over 90 seconds. The Storm probably have 2 more chances. They have to score this set, and they have to be proactive about it, because even if they do score, UQ are going to be very slow at getting this ball back. Let's see what trick play they've got out of the box. They need a penalty, and UQ are okay with that. That's just going to be more time.
Yeah, they'll start to manage the clock. The Rebels. Neville. It's amazing when the defence just doesn't start to come up. All of a sudden, your running game, you've got ball in hand, you start to play to the defence a little bit, and they've got to continue to run the football around here, the Southern Storm. Just over 60 seconds to go. You can't waste too many precious seconds off the clock. Sykes decides to take them on herself. Is Ashurst onside? Yes, she was.
If the ball return there, so that's what the penalty's for. Potentially harsh. Thought Sykes was diving for the try, but that's okay. Good defence from Ashurst, and the message from UQ here will be use this set of 6, leave the ball on the 7, and that should be enough to win this women's grand final.
Good metres through the middle as Hagan skips forward. Sammy Jo Curtis and Lucia Files out onto the field. Got some strike at the moment, the UQ Rebels. Hagan plays it just shy of the 7. Curtis sends a lovely link ball to Lucia Files again. Another huge touch. Vandermeer. Geez, they've been good tonight, the wingers for the Storm.
Yeah, saved many tries. Fortunately, though, for the Storm, not going to be enough, and it's been another dominant season from the Rebels as the hooter goes. In the background, they'll throw it round.
And the UQ Rebels have won another premiership, their 3rd in succession. This juggernaut continues to roll on from UQ. A gallant performance from the Southern Storm. They went down in last year's grand final as well. They threw the kitchen sink at them, but there was just a couple of probably key moments throughout the game that end up going against them, and they just were continuing to chase for the whole 40 minutes.
Yeah, they're behind early, down by 2. Against a team as dominant as UQ, it's never going to be easy to get back. They did have moments of brilliance, but just wasn't enough to sustain that pressure on UQ, and they have come away with a dominant win again. But once again, Storm, we mentioned in the grand final last year, they lost a few players. Hagan in the UQ colours this season. They had the Australian Women's Open player Ash Carney not there, so you know, you get players like Carney and a few injuries back next year. They'll definitely be in the mix.
Yeah, absolutely. But congratulations to the UQ Rebels. Another Women's Premier title. We now revert our attention to the Men's Premier Grand Final. The UQ Rebels will be on field for that one as well, taking on the Country Club Colts. It's going to be an absolute crackerjack game. We're going to take a quick break. Men's Premier Grand Final coming up shortly.
This grass looks smart, and it's tough enough to handle whatever you throw at it, so it stays looking smart. Tip Tough Hybrid Bermuda, the smart grass.
Well, the time has come for the final match of the Metro Cup season, the Men's Premier Grand Final between the Country Club Colts and the UQ Rebels. And Adam, the teams are in a quite a similar position to those that were in the Women's Premier Grand Final as well. They finished first and second after the regular season. The Colts have been clinical throughout the regular season, only 2 losses. And for the Rebels, it was a slow start for them, but the back end of their year has been super strong.
Massively. UQ definitely have the momentum. They haven't lost a game since round 4, which was back in August. August 25th was that last game. The best defensive team in the competition up against the best attacking team in the Country Club Colts. Clearly the 2 most dominant teams, and they're both very deserving of grand final places here.
Yeah, and the 2 teams, they faced each other 3 times during the regular season. The Country Club Colts had solid victories in round 1 and 4, winning 7-1 and 7-4. But in round 8, however, the Rebels got the victory 7-6. And it was one of only 2 losses for the season for the Colts. And the Rebels would have taken a lot of confidence off that last win, particularly in the back end of the season. It would have just been just around the corner to the finals. They definitely know that they're back in this competition, and they're back particularly taking on the heavyweights here at the Colts, who have been so good all year.
Yeah, that they are. That game's given them a bit of momentum after the NYC All-Schools break. Definitely helped them flow in towards the back end of the season, that is for sure.
Now, it's been quite a while between drinks for the Country Club Colts. 2010 was the last time they took the Men's Premier Division. You got an interesting stat as well on the Colts, and the last time they did win the GF.
Yeah, 2010 was the last time. We're not on our usual field 1. We've got a little bit more green out here on field 5. But the last time 2010 Colts were winning, it was against UQ on this field, believe it or not.
Yeah, there you go. They might just take any advantage little stat that they can, but for the Rebels, they've been thereabouts when the Cracks have been whipping over the last few years. They are the defending champions. They beat the Gold Coast 10-4 in last year's grand final. Prior to that, 2020, they defeated, unfortunately, your mob Redlands on that occasion. That was a close game, 8-7, of course, Redlands winning the year before. So they've just always been thereabouts. Like the women who we just saw win the Women's Premier Division, Rebels are always there at the end. They're going for another grand final title again tonight.
Yeah, they've been consistent since that 2020 kind of season. They've been, even 2019, I should say. They've been in and around grand finals since then. I think they've only missed 1 in the last 5 years. But in the men's, we haven't seen a team go back-to-back since 2016. So it's going to be a big task.
Teams are starting to make their way out onto the field. Country Club Colts first. There'll be a huge crowd here following the Country Club Colts. They do have a great supporter base. They've been one of the traditional clubs here in the Brisbane competition. I'm sure some of the old boys will be pretty proud to see them roll out and get back into a Men's Premier Grand Final. Like we said, they're looking to win their first title since 2010. They have gone 4,737 days without a title. It's quite a time between drinks as the defending premiers make their way onto the field.
Yeah, it has been the kind of unwritten mention in the competition that they have probably missed their best performances in finals. Is probably a nice way of saying it. They have been runners-up a number of times, but this group will look to build their own memories, that is for sure.
So both teams make their way onto the field. We'll have the national anthem. That'll be followed by a moment's silence commemorating Remembrance Day.
We ask that you please remain standing for the Australian National Anthem, which will be followed by a minute's silence to commemorate Remembrance Day.
Well, here we go. Both teams will start to make their way to the sideline. We'll take a look at the two team lists for tonight. Starting with the Country Club Colts. We'll talk us through some of the players lining up tonight for the Colts.
Yeah, star-studded team, that is for sure. You've got a number of Australian youth players in Jaden Mbichi, Alex Condon, that stand out. Your Australian Mixed Open representative Tim Bartz, but probably the two key players in this final, two former player of the finals in this competition for different clubs, Hayden Moffat and Dylan Hennessy.
Let's take a look at the UQ Rebels lineup, the defending premiers. They're led by their captain, James Hegedus.
Yeah, a number of players as well. Lachlan Pearce has been one of their best over the last few weeks. Former Australian Men's Open. He's looking fit and dangerous. Jake Notley, another Australian men's player. And they too, a number of youth players as well. Jordan Bell, Kalen Bell, just to name a few. James Hegedus, the captain. He's been on fire recently.
And two players that you just touched on then, they're in our key player matchup for tonight, Hayden Moffat and Lachlan Pearce. Moffat's just been so good, still young, up-and-coming current Australian Men's Open representative. Lachlan Pearce, one of the best players to ever lace a boot in our game. Two key players tonight.
Yeah, the big thing about those guys, they're unreal in attack. But Lockie Pearce, he's almost been the heartbeat of this Rebel team this season. His defence and his drive and his work in the midfield, he leads by example in that case. And to have his skills on the line, Rebels win, he's going to have a hand in 2 or 3. Moffat, big responsibility. He's, for a big guy, he's quick off the mark, very good right to left pass, very smart with his plays, and expect to see a trip play or two with his brother tonight.
And this is just the absolute perfect scenario for a grand final, isn't it? You've got the Country Club Colts, who have just been unbelievable all season. They've led from the front. You've got the Rebels, who finished in second position, but the wave of momentum that they are bringing into this grand final, you can see the fans that are here to support them tonight. Wow, this is going to be a contest.
It's going to be a contest. It's going to be a loud contest too. Some serious numbers on the field, particularly for that UQ team, but you're spot on. Scotty, their momentum, it's much like last year. They seem to start slow, but peak at the right end. You've got some decent coaching staff, obviously for UQ as well. The Australian Men's Open coach Phil Guymore with the Australian Men's Open assistant and Queensland Men's Open coach Jason Boyd. So they've had some success together recently, and they've got them firing at the right time of the season.
It'll be interesting to see how the Colts come out of the guns. They've had a little bit of a wait to get to the grand final. They progressed straight through. The Rebels had a prelim last week, so they've got a little bit more footy under the belt. But the Colts, they've got the fresh legs. Here they go. They got the first possession. Ryan Moffat, nice little pump. Hayden Moffat on the outside. What a start. Country Club Colts, you called it. There might be a little trick play straight away. Nice pop out, and Hayden Moffat gets the point. Can you believe the start to this grand final?
This is unbelievable. Second touch of a grand final. And it's just a little middle play. They just drift out. Moffat, Hayden just goes hard on his link, and there'll be a few Colts old boys. It used to be a Tommy Quinn Living special, that little pop out. He got the best picture in the house watching Moffat streak away for the first try.
Oh yeah, I was exchanging messages with Tommy Q today. As we see Hegedus come back on the inside, there will be 6 to go. There was protests here from the Colts saying they didn't get hands on. I don't think Matty Lavery's going to change his decision. We mentioned our 3 referees tonight. Campbell Muir, Matt Lavery on field as mentioned. Lockley Freshwater on our side of the field. Hegedus plays it inside the 7. Pearce will keep a cool head here. Hegedus burrows the head, gets down, right foot, and the Rebels. I think Campbell Muir is going to give it.
James Hedges, I think, grabs the Colts defender here. There's a little bit of contact between the two. I don't know if they're going to take it off him. No.
Great response there from the Rebels after being shell-shocked straight away from the tap-off to start this game. They've kept their heads. They get themselves back into the game. The scores are locked up at 1 apiece.
Yeah, just a little punish play. They asked a couple of questions. Colts had it under control, but you can just see the experience of Pearce and Hedges there, just controlling the game. Some nice heavy contact in that link touch, but referees are happy with it. Hedges gets the points, and we're 1-1.
Oh, there's just a feeling about this game tonight. It's only very early, but there's just a big game feel about this one. Hennessy, another man that we'll mention throughout this game. What an inclusion he's been for Country Club this year. Carmody didn't get that cleanly out of the hands. Ball hits the deck. Rebels now coming off their line. Priddle. He links up with Kelso. Here's Bell. As Morecambe comes in. You've got to keep your eye on Ned Morecambe. As Bauer has to come back to the mark. He's worked his way back into the men's premier team after coming coming off the back of a pretty significant injury. He's timed his run nicely to get another grand final spot tonight.
That he has. I think this is only his third game for the season. Had a couple of games in Division 1 before playing the last game of Prems, but good to see him back for the UQ team.
Here is Bartz, skipping across. Dart will play it on the fifth and final touch. Hennessy pops off the right foot. They try to bat it on. Ball spills over the sideline.
Yeah, one of the key cornerstones of Colts this season has been their energy out of the sub-box. We've seen a lot of sweepers and a lot of different plays out of the box rather than the conventional half runs. At that time, they've found Hennessy.
Here is Pearce.
This is quick start, Scotty. This is a high-intensity game at the moment.
Higgins plays it. Pearce picks it up nicely. Glides just so beautifully coming out of half. Sort of short ball to Tom Eddy. The Colts are pretty comfortable there to come up and make the touch. And Bart's rolling forward. He's got the right hamstring and is strapped up or has a bit of a guard. He looks a little bit proppy at the moment, Tim Bus. We'll keep an eye on him. As then Beachy feeds it. He now stacked on that short side. Moffat just didn't have it cleanly in the hands. He was looking to come back in field to brother Hayden. Didn't have control of that one.
Yeah, it was going to be a quarterback. We've seen a lot of times Moffat throw the dummy there and go short side. So smart play from Colts. They're probably going to build up to that play.
Oh, Sharp. There was replacement plays coming around the back, and they were just probably a second behind where they needed to be. So Sharp was almost caught in two minds. He started to throw it, but realised he didn't want to.
Yeah, one of those ones out of your hands. You just want to take it back as quickly as you can. As Mbechi, a little bit of space on the short side, but well defended. Fresh legs coming on. Matters at the far link. You got Carmody as well. This could be a sweep of some kind for Sam.
Matters ends up kicking away. Here's Caleb, of course. His father played for this club for so many years. They get a penalty.
Yeah, over-aggressive touch could have gone either way. Not the best position there for Matters, but fortunately for Colts, they'll get another crack here. So this will be Moffat set working with Carmody.
Here is Moffat, who plays it out in front. They'll pull back out and reset here, the Colts. They've still got plenty of touches to work with. Carmody's got fast feet, particularly at this end of the field. A little bit sixes and sevens, but Carmody spills, gets back to his feet and has another crack.
I was going to say they're doing well. UQ not getting brought forward here, but I think the referees were playing an advantage on that occasion. Colts are very dominant links, so you'll see the UQ links will try and play really big and try and make as many touches for their middles as possible.
Hennessy onto the park for the Colts as Matters plays it. Carmody comes to Dylan, right foot goes short, and Carmody punches through the middle. Lovely try. Hennessy injects himself for the first time in the game and sets it up nicely there for the Colts.
Yeah, that he does. It actually comes from the touch before. Hennessy holds it up as a right middle, which brings his edge up. They then get the out ball and the class, the step, the short ball. Carmody beats his link for the try, but it's Dylan's control prior to the strike touch, getting the edge he wants up to then open space for that step back.
The 2-1, Colts in front. Notley has a look out, left-hand side. I'm going to say ball down. There isn't too much available for them. They're pretty covered defensively. It'll be a nice battle on the flanks. You've got young Streeter up against Verenkamp. A couple of big young bodies, very quick. That'll be a nice battle tonight between the two teams.
Yeah, that it would. You got some experience on the Colts wing as well. Tommy Hugh still doing quite well to be playing in this division. Still lots of foot speed, nice solid touch there, but you can see the intensity from UK. They pushed all the way over, putting pressure on the Colts sub-box.
Jordan Bell dancing around. Bauer in the middle. Nothing doing now as they come up and play it. Bartz makes the touch and coming up out of the line just a little bit too much, too quickly there, Condon.
I think it's the moving forward. It's the same thing down the other end. Referees are giving both teams an advantage. The moving forward off the line is the issue at the moment.
Here's Bauer. There's a dink at the line. Back to the 7 they go. Rebels, Hegedus, Pearce, Notley out on the park at the moment. Here is Pearce. He'll play it as Jake gets into half. Goes short, nice read defensively. Condon was just a little bit improper on the ankle. It's been a bit of boot-on-boot contact between the two players.
Hopefully it's not that injury he had earlier this season. He missed the first half with a pretty serious leg injury.
Higgins threading it through. Notley puts it in between the legs. Play on. Foxcroft dances. They recover in the end. A little bit of razzle-dazzle there from the Rebels. Notley is good for that.
Yeah, good defensive set in the end from Colts. They had to scramble. Some good questions there. It's a decent pod on the field in terms of Hedges, Pearce and Notley. Some good intensity out of the box. Moffat from half.
Sen gets him going forward. Here goes Moffat. Goes short. Holds it. Tries to thread it through. Comes off Bauer. He was making his point. It almost looked like it came off his body. I'm not too sure whether hands got on there. Freshwater. He was right in position to make the call.
It's one of the hard ones. He kind of gets in between the defenders and still throws it. Bauer can't become invisible, so definitely asking that question.
Ryan Moffat diving in at the line. Hayden will come back.
There's a bit of chat out there between these two middles from both teams and the referee.
They come up nice and early on Moffat, which forces him to come out to send. They pretty much burn a touch there, the Colts. A little bit flat. Still got touches to work with as Moffat pumps it. Hedges just comes up and makes the touch nice and comfortably.
You can see UQ there almost hunting with their defense. They press out to the 7. Nice touch from Pearce on Sen, and they go again. Moffat doesn't get the time he likes. Now UQ themselves with a bit of momentum.
Here's Morecambe out of the box. Just gets him over the halfway line. Searle off the hip to Priddle. Morecambe. Zembici comes up to make the touch. Searle has no options. Back on the right-hand side.
Trademark UQ, if they don't get the look they like, it's left in this far corner, and you can hear the intensity from this sub-box. They're more intent on winning the field positions, and they're not looking to score every set of 6. They're quite content leaving on the 7. Now they've got a bit of stifled momentum.
As Hennessy picks up, sends a nice ball line, air swing out there, no touches made. They've gone back-to-back here, the Colts. They were doing a pretty good job defensively in the lead-up to it, but again, Dylan injects himself in. Beautiful ball, sees open space, and they cross in the left.
Yeah, that they do. Dumps 12 or 30 metres out, and wingers on the fast side just one step too wide. And one step too wide is all Dylan Hennessy needs to pick his option. Colts now up 3-1.
So the defending premiers on the back foot early. The Colts up by 2 in the men's Premier Grand Final. Bauer plays it. Pearce goes short to Bell. Nice touch from Moffat. Pearce works back with Caelan Bell. Steps in, receives it back. Oh, picked off here. Moffat picks it up. Has a little bit of a look on the inside. Throws a nice ball to Dart. Smart football. They'll get themselves over to their sideline. Get some replacement players. No touch made on Berrenkamp. Picks up some valuable extra metres. They're getting down the right end of the field off the back of the Moffat intercept. There's Carmody, ball in one hand. Pearce just comes in with nothing but shoulders.
I think he had to do it. They had momentum. Moffat up in the lane. Really got them a kickstart to that set. And that strike dump with Hennessy at right link. Pearce did his best to hide it, but had to give away that penalty.
He was very polite. I haven't seen too many people come in with all shoulders and just do it like a feather touch like that. Very respectful, Lockie Pearce, but still he gives away the penalty. Carmody, good contact there on Hennessy. Those cries for forward, he sends it out in front. It was good contact, just disrupted there Hennessy, but again, still almost managed to create something. The final pass did come out of the hands forward regardless.
It's smart and shows some experience. Bauer, Hennessy looking for his counties play, so he's going to come back to that right to left pass, so back towards that left edge. So Bauer just gives him a push towards the short side, which means Hennessy's got to fight to get that momentum, and it's enough to stifle it and get a mistake for UQ.
Bauer plays it. Notley gets away from Mattis, the fast-feeded Notley. Almost gets away, and Beachy having to stretch out to make the touch. Eddie comes back in field as Hedges plays it. Notley goes short to Eddie, almost slips in behind. Nice touch. Hennessy casually just flicks it off the boot and gets possession back here for the Colts.
Yeah, it was a good strike dump there. Jimmy Hedges setting it up for Notley. They go away from the box now. They still want to push. You can hear the sub-box here from UQ going. We still want to put pressure as Hennessy takes it forward now for Colts.
There's Butler down the left-hand side. Nice footwork. Get away from the first defender. They come back. Having to make the touch. Last one now. Moffat flicks out the back. Carmody gets it over the top. Butler for the corner. Who has to stretch. Lavery's pointing to the spot. He's hitting the button. What a try that is from the Country Club Colts. They are turning it on tonight in this GF.
That they are. Carmody out of half, plays short, It's a nice little phase play. Tim Barts throws the flick pass. And they do well to get the ball away. Great finish. Still had work to do in the corner, Butler. 4-1 Colts.
Ooh, pressure here for the Rebels. What a start it's been from Country Club. Priddle plays at Searle. There's nothing out here for Sharp.
Yeah, they've got to be content here, UQ, just to try and stop this momentum. So it doesn't mean you have to be scoring, although that obviously does help. But the way the Colts are rolling at the moment, they just need to get back in that grind, get back in that battle. UQ, the game suits them when it's end-to-end, and they're controlling the turnovers.
Beachy goes off the hit. A little bit flat. They're struggling to punch forward in this set, the Colts. And Hennessy puts a little bit of footwork on, skips away. Oh, he got away. It was lucky that Morecambe came in because Hennessy, he had Priddle done.
Yeah, split the trouble. Not bad for a 35-year-old.
Doing pretty good. The old man's still turning it on. Rebels back on the inside, and they're having to throw the football around and try to get themselves downfield. That one pass too much, and you can just see it in the lead-up. They're just recycling between themselves, but they're flat-footed in the middle. That pressure comes up eventually. Ball hits the deck.
Yeah, a bit of frustration. We can hear some audio from the sub-box, and the call for UQ is just bury the ball, and the issue there, they had just too many middles looking to pass to each other, so they just want to go forward, ask some questions. So Colts will sweep on now. You got Hennessy, right link.
Here's Carmody, puts it through the hands. Moffat picks up, there's a little deflection. Bauer coming up, gets his hands on the ball. More pressure here for UQ defending their line. It feels like they've been down this end of the field for the majority of the first half, and it's reflected in the scoreline at the moment with the Colts being up by 3 tries. They go short side Moffat. They hold on this time. Wisely decides to not throw the ball back on the inside.
It's a dangerous combination they've got on the field. You've got the absolute randomness of Samuel Carmody, and you've got 2 of the best ball players in the game in Hennessy and Moffat sitting at right and left link.
Here is Hennessy and Carmody linking up. Moffat directing Carmody back in, who comes back out.
Good touch,
a little bit of that randomness that you were talking about. Hennessy back in field. This time Sam gets it down nice and cleanly. Nice little wraparound play. Moffat goes short that matters. Nice and comfortable there to make the touch.
Yeah, just the wrong option. Moffat gets that ball, hits wing. It's absolute money there for Colts. Another mistake here from UQ. They're very frustrated at the moment.
Another mistake. They're trying to be pretty vocal here in the box. UQ, I know this is a big moment in the game. There's still time on the clock here in the first half. Sen puts the foot down, kicks away. And Notley does a good job to recover.
Yeah, any other link, that's a try. Jake Notley forced to stretch there, fresh legs on.
He got forced to come up and make another touch. Oh, David Sanders putting some footwork on tonight. Another one of the very experienced players in our game. He's been a part of this Country Club lineup for a very long time. He had a couple of really nice touches there in that set. Nice little bat on there from Tim Barts, talking about a couple of those. Moffat, my apology, Ryan Moffat, linking up with, and trying to link up with Tommy Q on the right-hand side. They need a clean set here, the Rebels, don't they? It's been a little while since they've been able to get themselves downfield. They just feel like complete a full set of 6.
Yeah, we just haven't seen them over halfway. Well held in the end there, but once again, they're going to have a stifled 5th touch. Colts exactly where they want it. They're going to go straight to the box. There's going to be a plan straight out. Wouldn't be surprised if it's a sweeper here where they look short side. We've cursed him again.
Yeah, Condon just slipping out. It looked like there was really not too much happening around him. There wasn't any defenders really within QE. It just slipped out of the hands. It is warm conditions here in Brisbane, 21 degrees. Here's Morecambe. I know how quick he is. You give him half a whisker, and he saw a little bit of space, decided to have a go.
Yeah, good shape, Tim Barts. Just showed him a space, closed the field. Searle, right to left.
He does pick up. There's that link little bat on there from Priddle. He can't hit sharp in the corner. They'll just take their time here, the Colts. Both teams might just take this opportunity to get a couple of quick breaths in. Like I said, the pace has just been phenomenal so far throughout the first half. Like in cross field. Beachy feeds it out the back nicely to Matters, who punches forward. And here comes Carmody out of the box. Nice little light touch back to Moffat. Carmody plays it, feeds it to Hennessy again, has a look up, Hennessy skips away, gets into the in-goal area, switches out the back, they get it down, Butler, wow, what a finish yet again. He had some work to do to get himself into a good position there, Butler, but the way that he got the ball down on the ground as quickly as what he does, that was a fantastic try yet again from the Colts.
Yeah, crosses for a second. It's the setup before this charge which creates a space. Hennessy just gets to the in-goal, his link switches on him, Butler had it all to do, managed to find a little bit of space, and it was a nice finish, but we talked about that setup before. Moffat and Carmody, some nice silky plays. They end up isolating Hennessy with a dump on the 7, and you give him those chances, he's going to make you pay.
It's just that last little late jink now as we return to live action. Bauer puts it through. It's nice setup, hands on head here for the Rebels in the box, and you could call it there, Pride. You could see you got them. They were on toast there, the Colts. Luckily, they got their hands on the ball when they did.
Yeah, Bauer throws a dummy, scores. They're still under pressure here.
Yeah, it's going to be a penalty here to the Colts, pulling out of the touch.
Good call here from the ref. So if they're inside the 7, you can hold but not pull out. So Mbichi held, but his middle defenders went backwards. Good call from Lavery.
This is a crucial moment here for the Rebels. Pearce looking for Faze, just a little bit too close to the line. We're just over a minute to go here in the first half. The Rebels, they're down by 4. They need points. They need some momentum going into the second 20. Bell just rockets it. Butler luckily gets some contact right as he took the ball from Bauer. You know how quick Goose is. Clear space. He was going to be gone.
Yeah, good reactive touch. We've got 1 minute, so this should be the last opportunity Colts have with the footy, providing UQ don't give an error. You'll see Moffat coming out of the box. I don't expect a trick play here.
Here's Glacken. He'll steady the ship, getting them going forward, coming on to the 5th and final. Beautiful ball from Bartz. Feeds it out the back to Butler, who had work to do to try and reel it in. There's a couple of protests coming in. Yeah, there was hands on the ball from the Rebels. They've got 30 seconds to go. This is a real danger moment here for the Rebels defensively. They need to hold out.
Yeah, they need to stop here. You can hear a call from UQ. They know the clock exactly.
Sweep up, and they go to Bartz. Oh, beautiful late footwork at the line. Oh, he thought he had him there. Wow, that was vintage there from Timmy Bartz.
Yeah, Lockie Pearce, no slouch himself. Pointing, you go back to the 7. Nice touch in the end from Pearce.
Hennessy, Hooters about to sound. They're holding here. Rebels, they don't want to make a touch. Penalty, quick tap. Hennessy goes right foot, tries to get in underneath. He's going to get sent back to the mark. They'll have one final play. Hennessy will come back and tap it. They don't want to hold off him here. Hennessy tries to slip it in between. Always caught them napping. Well, the referees bring the first half to a close, and what a half it was. And it was just set up straight away from the opening tap-off. As you can see, Hennessy almost getting in underneath. Wow, that would have been a little dagger going into the halftime break. But the start of this game, and then the way that it continued on there from the Colts, they are playing top footy, and they deserve to go into the halftime break with the lead that they do. Yeah,
they've been red hot through that middle of the field at the moment. And UQ just aren't competing with them. Third and fourth touches, those extra passes have allowed them to put it on a platter on the 7 for Hennessy, and he's making them pay at the moment. But how about the speed? It was 2 touches and we were already up 1-0. UQ came back and returned the favour, but Colts, I think the biggest thing they'll be happy with, yes, they're silky with the footy, but they've gone 19 minutes only conceding 1 try.
Yeah, well, the defending champs, they're on the ropes at the moment. They're down by 4 at the halftime break. Country Club Colts, they're chasing their first premiership since 2010. Can they get it done? We'll take a quick break. Second half, Men's Premier Grand Final coming your way.
This grass looks smart, and it's tough enough to handle whatever you throw at it, so it stays looking smart. Tip Tough Hybrid Bermuda, the smart grass.
When I wanna cry in a world gone mad.
Well, 20 minutes to play for both of these two teams and take the title in the men's Premier Division for this year. The Country Club Colts, they've got 1 foot in the door so far. What a performance it was in the first half for them. They go up 5 tries to 1. All to work for here for the UQ Rebels. Can the defending champions get themselves back into the game? It's going to be an almighty effort here prior in the second 20 minutes for them.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Colts, if they could write a perfect script, it would have been that first half. So we'll see if they can match it. We have seen UQ, if you think back only a couple of years, 2020 Grand Final, they were down. Similar margin to this, came back and win it. So if there's a team that can do it, it's the UQ Rebels.
Just goes out the back. Notley just decides to flick it out. It was not too bad. A little setup in the lead up to it there. I think they might have still had a touch to come. Notley gets it down. They might have been able to have one last final crack as Tommy Quinn-Livens slips, slides, decides to get up, decides to try and have a crack and get on the outside of the defence. Wisely takes the touch.
He's done that to many defenders, a little TQ pirouette. I don't think Sharpie would have lived it down, and nor was he ever going to let him get around him.
And Matters going forward over the UQ Rebels 10-metre line. Bartz plays it now as Condon. He's pretty strong left to right. Takes it right to the defensive line. And Moffat goes over. Well, this Country Club juggernaut continues. Perfect start here in the second half.
Yeah, it was a perfect script to start the first half. They've absolutely done it again in the second half. Condon hasn't been pretty quiet in this first half. Digs into the line. They ask a question about the touch and pass. I'm happy with that's gone. It's a nice hole from Moffat. And UQ now under some serious pressure, 6-1. Oh, Josh Glasson, the try scorer.
It was Glacken who scored the try. Our apologies as Morecambe has a little bit of a look up at the line. Glacken, the try scorer, coming up and making back-to-back efforts, supported by Bartz. Priddle will finish it off in the corner. Colts here regain possession, coming off their line. Condon will have to go back. A bit of gamesmanship there from Priddle, looking for over the mark. Here's the try scorer. Hennessy comes out of the interchange area. Carmody, nice, see some space. That was coming into the last touch.
They just lost their count there. Colts, this is what UQ want. A little bit of momentum towards halfway. You'll have Pearce coming on with a bit of momentum towards the line.
It's good field position. They started their set much better. Area of the field. Sees them get themselves down into the attacking zone. Last now. Pearce holds it up. Lovely left to right and a beautiful set of hands in the corner as well from Streeter. Had some work to do, but Lockie Pearce read that one perfectly. It was a lovely ball on the back of it. If there's one man that can get this Rebels team back into this game, it's Lockie Pearce.
Yeah, then he can. Really big open side there. Liam Bowell got a nice strike dump on the 7, really opened up the field, and you give Pearce that kind of time, he's going to take the right option 9 times out. You can see perfectly flat pass, great finish in the corner.
Oh, what a perfect angle to see that try. Colts back onto the run though. Nice little late ball at the line. It will come back out to the 7. This is a big defensive set here for the Rebels. They want to hold after scoring down the other end of the field. They need to get themselves back into the game. If it has to spin to get back to it. Oh, what about the touch there from Hennessy? And it might have been too good. Glacken, he was punching through the hole nicely. He was almost over for another one.
I think he's dropped his lollies there. Glacken, just Moffat and Hennessy just creating headaches constantly for the defense.
Oh, yeah, it was there. You can see it on the replay. He had a good piece of it as well as Notley. Oh, nice footwork coming in. There might have been some contact there from Matters, who's half court. So it might have been Jake who had actually made the contact with Matters. He was still retrieving as we take a look at the replay. Yeah. Dangerous here, Notley.
On the back foot, I think if he goes one step earlier, Notley, he's sweet, but he just jinxed probably 1 or 2 times too many. And well done, Matters, listening to the referee.
Stuck the hand out and make the touch. Doing the hard work in this set here, Country Club. As Dart gets switched in from Dylan. Here's Carmody. Bartz picks it up with the right hand. Goes left to right early and on the outside. Trying to get there, Verenkamp. He's covering defence. Foxcroft coming across and making the touch. Here's Notley. Carmody gets up nice and early on him. Eddie pushes it out. There's a penalty. coming in off the side, and they look like they're a little bit skinny there as well. At times, the Colts are definitely trying to put some pressure on defensively. Bart screams up out of the line. Getting frustrated here, the Rebels. Searle, Priddle, work in the middle. Foxcroft. Oh, it is Lockie Pearce now who plays it. Searle, lovely ball out in front. Sharp was just trying to catch it, bat it back all in one motion. Couldn't get it there, but it was a lovely ball. Just probably had a little bit too much on it from Searle, but he saw the space.
Yeah, if they caught that clearly sharp, it would have been a try back on the inside as Colts very lateral to start this set of 6.
A little bit flat to start this set here, Country Club. They're making changes around their 10-metre line. Starting to recover now. Glacken gets them forward just over the halfway line. Dillon, short ball, juggled, and Beachy juggles, holds it. There was a bit of contact as he was doing that, and they will come back for the touch. And again, almost opened up that time in the middle of the field. They're still throwing plenty of questions, aren't they, the Colts?
Yeah, they are. Nice little variations, Pearce, out of half here, where they actually send the latch around late, which lets Moffat get a nice strike down for Hennessy, 4-on-3. A little bit of sleight of hand play. UQ now with some momentum. It'll be Kelso at half.
As Morecambe throws it on the outside. Oh, what a take. What a finish. Oh, this young man. Streeter in the corner. Another try to him. It was a lovely ball. Streeter put himself in a beautiful position to finish that one off.
Yeah, Ned Morecambe, the man, sorry, not Flynn Kelso, that found himself out-acting half. And they've gone to this left to right platform twice now for 2 tries. And there's a little bit more chat here from this UQ box. They go next, 6-4. This is a big set of 6.
Carmody, there's a nice little trick play. Moff does the right thing, gets it down. Hennessy sets it up, they go short. Hennessy's loving the short ball. He's just so dangerous because he's got the long game. They can hold off him, but like that option is just going short off the hip as well. He's opened him up a couple of times in this game.
Yeah, I'd like to see, he's been obviously dangerous from half when they've had flow in from the 10, but when he's on the line, I'd like to see him go a little bit more live. His footwork's asked some serious questions in that first half. UQ seemed more comfortable on the 7 when he's at half.
Pearce. Boy, just a hoiks one over the top. You can see Priddle coming back on the inside. Strong contact, too much there, and Lockie Freshwater gives the penalty away. He takes him nice and steady going forward. Matters gets solid contact in the middle of the field.
Could have gone either way. Could have been ball down. Could have been a hard touch. They say play on.
Jordan Dart plays it. Quinn Livin from half. It's Glacken. This is the last touch. Bart and done a good job to still be able to throw the football around as Quinn Livin looks to switch in. Probably not their best set of the game there, Country Club. It's got to be said. A little bit of momentum might be swinging as I say that. They turn it over. Priddle coming out of their own end of the field, and they're just moments like that in the grand final. You've got to be cleaner. You've got to take those opportunities when you can. You can't give precious possession away to the Country Club Colts.
Yeah, especially they've done the hard work. It was a good turnover. The sub-box was happy as Colts themselves make an error now, but they've done all the hard work. You've had a turnover near the 10-metre line. You've just got to be clean getting those first 2 or 3 touches to the box. Ask a question about obstruction. Play on.
Here's Bell. He's up with Bauer. Back out to Kalen. Right foot. Can't get away from Glacken. Sharp from half. Hegedus. Here's Kalen Bell again. They're on the back foot. Oh, Bell almost slipping through. He earns himself and his team 6 more touches.
It's a nice direct line there from Kalen Bell. Probably his teammates there did him a bit of an injustice. There wasn't too many middles and links punching holes as Hegedus.
Oh, yes. Well, here we go. That's back-to-back tries from the Rebels, and all of a sudden, the margin reduces to 2 tries. They are well and truly back in this game.
Yeah, 6-4 now. It's Jimmy Hegedus, just bread and butter, gets on a sweep. Tim Bart's called offside, save a middle 2 loose. It's a nice left foot step, great agility, hit the ground and finish. And now 6-4, there is some serious chat coming from this UQ box.
Moffat plays it, Carmody running onto the ball, and Beachy loops one over the top. Butler, has he got another one? Yes, he has. Well, he's got an absolute bag full tonight. Butler goes across. That's a good response from the Colts. Just when it felt like the momentum was starting to shift, they hit back and push back out by 3.
Yeah, it's a big one. Butler crosses for his 4th. It's a nice little sweep of quarterback play. And Beachy, not an easy pass to throw. Does well, and it's a good finish.
Nice response from the Colts. Still plenty of time to go in this game. Bauer picks up, shows and goes, gets himself into the in-goal area. There's players down on the deck. Matters just Johnny on the spot, picks it up off the 0 touch. Nice work though from Bauer. Slipping through. They held their nerve there. Matters ends up getting the footy in his hands, and they're back on the attack. I think they might have gone over the sideline here, or Matt Lavery has seen something. The sideline referee, there's a bit of conversation from the Colts players to the referees as well. Let's see what the call is. It's going to go to the Rebels. A bit of contact possibly.
Yeah, I think it might have been contact in the touch, pointing to the head, so maybe push down the head of a defender. Regardless, UQ will take it. Pearce with Hedger sweeping.
Here he goes, nice ball. Oh, bat on. Sharp has to go back and reach for it. Does a good job to steady the ship. Sends it back into Pearce. Gets himself into half now. Hedges left foot. Looping ball over the top. Eddie does a good job to bat it on. It was just behind Sharp. They're throwing questions here, the Rebels. They're definitely going to continue to go down swinging. There's still 3. It's not insurmountable for them. They're definitely playing better here in the second 20. Hennessy now gritting the teeth and going forward. It felt like Country Club were just on the back foot in the start of the set. Sometimes it takes someone just to steady the ship. Matters. Loose ball to Ryan Moffat. Does a good job to hold it. Hennessy left to right, out in front. Moffat does a good job. Splits the defence. Verenkamp finishes it in the corner. Now it's the Country Club Colts who go back to back. And they're back right up in front in this game.
It's a Hennessy-Moffat combination. They get a bit of flow. Hennessy out of half. They're half man on, half chasing out, and slip over Moffat. Classy finish there in the corner, but it's the Hennessy-Moffat show at the moment for the Colts. 8-4 now. UQ really need to be clinical now.
Searle puts the brakes on. Matters comes up and makes solid contact. Notley pumps. Links back up with Andrew Searle. He just gets the ball away. Notley getting himself back into position to take it. Searle out the back, takes a little deflection. Repeat set. And Condon even letting the referee know. And his hands on the ball there from the Colts.
Yeah, Pearce coming on now. Message from Coach Guy Moore. Big set of 6 here for the Colts.
It's a huge set of 6. Here is Lockie Pearce. Priddle feeds it to Kalen Bell. Gets away from the first defender. They managed to recover nicely here, the Country Club team. Matters is up in the line. Carmody comes up to make the touch. Searle pumps it. Here's Matters. Nice touch from the young man.
And just a little bit lateral there. Andrew Searle like to see him go a little bit straighter.
Searle feeds it to Priddle. Goes early ball. Pearce has a look up left foot. Can't get in between the defence. Lavery sends him back to the 7.
Yeah, Swan's teammates are there. Good touch, Carmody.
Lockie dancing around yet again into half. Early ball. Nice silky ball it was to Andrew Searle as well. And Matters makes big efforts. It's a bit lippy as well. Lets him know I made the touch. And then they get marched downfield. They're up and about. The crowd's up and about here for the Colts. They can smell potentially a premiership on the horizon as they struggle this set to get forward. Carmody threads it across and Foxcroft gets his hands on the ball.
Yeah, they need everything going their way. Looked like a 50-50. I thought Searle might have actually got that ball down, but well done Matters. Earned his team a penalty, and now big danger signs here for UQ. If this margin goes to 5, it'll be over.
No, pop out ball, Moffat to Moffat, and Sharp comes in. He gets the ball with his hands on the footy. Oh, they just look so silky. It's the speed that they do it at the same time as well, but their body positioning is sublime. The Moffats getting it done again for the Colts. Footwork here. As Hennessy, they come up and make the touch.
Good touch, Jesse Priddle.
Moffat switches in. Glacken, try scorer here in the second half for Country Club. Happy to throw the football around at the moment as Priddle comes up and makes the touch. Early release. Moffat takes it to the line. Bell had a real good look at that one. And his hands thrown up on the head. And there for the Rebels. Would have been interesting to see if Kalen could go the distance. Big set of 6.
2 Moffats on, so trick play potentially this side. You got Hennessy as well.
They go short side. Ryan takes the line on himself. Oh, it felt like that was close. Again, asking questions of the referees. They're still arguing the call. I'll come back and play it now. Ryan, here he is in the 12.
Tim Bart sweeping.
They go to Barts and coming up. Caleb Bell out of the line. Nice defensive read from the right link position. Hennessy. Dinks plays in the middle. Shows it over the top. Oh, slung over the top of the shoulder. Off the right foot and back on the inside. Nick Verenkamp. They can do no wrong tonight, the Country Club Colts. What a highlight reel they're going to have.
It's a sharp play. Hennessy gets the ball with Moffat. As we said, the Hennessy-Moffat show this time. Dylan, just a regular quickie, comes back into the line, hits a link, is tearing onto the field. Just a Hail Mary over the top. When it sticks, and right in front of the Colts old boys who enjoyed that one.
Oh, yeah, they've been getting rowdy here in the second half. The old boys down the other end of the field. They're loving every minute of this. Like we said, it's been a long time between drinks. And the Colts, they've got 1 foot in the door here, winning the Men's Premier Grand Final, the Metro Cup. They've earned themselves a repeat set. 4 minutes, just over 4 minutes to go. Can they taste championship success yet again? Dylan, what a game he's had tonight. There's a little wry smile. And his brother-in-law. They can feel something coming in again. The old boys behind the in-goal area. Bart, beautiful ball to Butler. It's just come out of the hands a little bit too far forward. You can see the boys. They thought it was good from behind. Referees say not tonight.
They're all clearing. I'm worried about some of those hamstrings down the end of the field. There are a few jumps and carry on. But look at the intent. It's defense. They're winning by 5 and they're still sending waves. That's the experience. We talk Moffat, we talk Barts. They're also their coaching staff. That's one thing that's amazing. You don't see, particularly in the Premier level, your captains, also your coaches in this season. They have a few assistants over there helping, but it literally is the Moffat and Tim Bart show as Bart's excites the old boys again.
Oh, yeah, right in front. That was closer than probably what it looked like. It was a lovely little ball. Nice bright line on the out there from Bart's. Blacken is having a pretty strong second half. Moffat picks up, gets himself into the in-goal area. Switch back to Butler. I don't think they've made the touch. The boys will tell you that's a try, baby. And the Colts, another one on the board. They are putting on a second half performance here.
Butler, number 5. They had no right to score here, Colts. Tim Bart's actually subbed off. Moffat still goes to the short side to Bart's edge. And Butler, 5 tries in a grand final. What a story.
Oh, he's never going to forget this performance. The Colts aren't going to forget it either. Here's Bauer out in front. There's contact there from Mbichi, but he didn't look like he was ever comfortable in maintaining possession there, Jordan Bell. What a grand final performance this has been. Just 2 minutes left to go, and it was really, like we mentioned at the halftime break, their setup at the start, the try and the way they started this grand final, Pridey, unbelievable.
Oh, just set the tone. Literally second touch of the game, and they've found a jink in the UQ defence. There's danger again. Hennessy from half with more momentum.
Oh, had 2 bites at it there, Dard. Looked like it was going for all money. And off the first bat, and he has another chop at it as well. And probably one of the really positive signs was that period where the Rebels, they were coming back at him. You could feel like there might have been a little bit of a shift. All of a sudden, back-to-back tries from the Colts. That just put the icing on the cake for them. And they've been able to stretch away from that point.
Oh, it's just the intent, the speed that they're playing with. We mentioned UQ were the best defensive team in the competition. They've averaged 5 tries per game for the whole season. The Colts have doubled that tonight, and it's just been that absolute intent. Obviously, you know, after the game we'll talk about, you know, the class of Moffat, the class of Barts, the class of Hennessy, these big name players in the Colts team, but this has been a team performance. The intent and energy getting up and down the field.
Lockie Pearce just getting called up out of the line. I had a couple of words to say, and It means so much to these players. You might just see, this is just a game of touch football. A lot of these players have been a part of this country club lineup for a long period of time. In talking Tim Bartz, Tommy Q, who I was mentioning, Tommy Quinn-Livin, I was texting him earlier on today to check that stat to see how long it had been. Now, he played in that last premiership for the country club Colts. They just lost their footing there. Back in 2010, that's the only premiership that he has had. He played his first game in 2006 in the men's premier division. These guys have stayed at this club for so long. There's a new wave of kids coming through. It means more than just a game of footy to a lot of these players, particularly when you play for a club for so long.
Yeah, that they have. They've lost a number of grand finals as well. We mentioned off air as Moffat on the sweep. Good touch there. The Hootie goes. They've been known as the perennial runners-up, but I tell you what, a 14-year drought in the men's open is broken tonight. And congratulations, the Country Club Colts, best team all season. And they've brought out an absolute gold medal performance here in the grand final.
Well, what a win. What a performance. Country Club Colts winning the men's premier grand final. The final score 10-4. Just a clinical performance. And that just finished off what a season it has been for them. They broke that drought. They win the title, one that they've been working so hard to achieve. Well, they're going to have a good night tonight, you'd feel, Pridey. And then, like we said, I think the old boys on the back of the hill, they've got a bit of a jump start. But I don't think it'll take too long for these boys to catch up.
Tell you what, I'm staying well clear
Oh,
of
yeah.
any boys in red and black tonight, because Sam Carmody is going to lead that charge for sure. But as you said, absolutely clinical. 5-1 first half, 5-3 second half. And just a clearly dominant performance. There's so many stories out of this game. We mentioned the drought. We mentioned Butler scoring 5 tries. Hennessy's set up seemed like just about every try. Moffat involved. Some great lines. Josh Glashan scoring a nice try. Try off the tap. There's just so many stories from this game, and they're going to look fondly on this. There's not too many times in a grand final in the last 4 or 5 minutes you've got the game sewn up. So this is something they're going to enjoy for a long time.
Oh, congratulations to the Country Club Colts. Congratulations to the UQ Rebels as well, doing the three-peat in the women's premiers. Both teams Metro Cup champions for 2023. On behalf of myself and Adam Pride and the crew here at Brisbane Metro Touch, we hope you enjoyed the coverage throughout the season on KO Sport and Sky Sports Next if you're tuning in New Zealand. Until next time, it's good night here from Whites Hill.
This grass looks smart, and it's tough enough to handle whatever you throw at it, so it stays looking smart. Tip Tough Hybrid Bermuda, the smart grass.